All right, it's rolling. 3, 2.
Chop Shop, this is what we do. This is the crew. You know how we say it and how we play it.
Hall of Fame, man. I'm going to run it down, man. Here's the list of the finalists. You got Jerome Bettis, Tim Brown, Chris Carter, Damani Dawson, Richard Dent, Chris Dolman from the Viking days and 49ers, Marshall Faulk, Charles Haley, Chris Hamburger, he's one of them old school cats, Cortez Kennedy, Curtis Martin, Andre Reed, Les Richter is another one of the old school cat names, Willie Rofe, used to play for the Saints and the Chiefs, Ed Sable, the OG king of stuff like Chop Shop and all that.
He should be a guarantee. Deion
Sanders and Shannon Sharp. Troy Polamalu won Defensive Player of the Year. He beat out Clay Matthews. Now, third place went to James Harrison. Do you feel it was too much love or just right?
I don't think it was too much love as far as the 3 players that was involved. Nah, not at all. I do think, and I want you to follow me up on this, I do think that Clay Matthews, and it may have been, I may have been hearing the propaganda, you know, the name been out there, you know, at least 3/4 of the season. Clay Matthews, his brother was in the damn, you know, championship game. His little brother is playing somewhere. You know, I think he got a little cousin playing in the Snoop League. I don't know.
Here,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, and everything.
You know,
I just stopped. I circled 7 names. Excuse me, audience. I just had to do my voting real quick.
Let me get the pen.
And while he's doing his voting,
y'all talk about that. I think Clay Matthews should have got it though.
Defensive Player of the Year. Only because your boy was hurt.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this.
Only because your boy was hurt.
I see the argument. He was hurt. And Clay Matthews played the whole season consistently hard, made plays all year long. I think what you're looking at here is almost like they do with the Oscars sometimes, and sometimes with Grammys, where someone has a body of work and over his career has done great, and it's like, well, we haven't given him anything. How much longer are we going to not give him something? Because how long is he going to play at this level, and we haven't given him anything? So I look at Troy's like, you know what? He had another amazing year to go along with his amazing career. And who's to say he plays this strong another year, he's owed a Defensive Player of the Year award. Not saying he doesn't deserve it this year, but Clay Matthews is a young buck, and if he's that good, he'll be in the running for next year, and most likely he'll win it next
All
year.
this tells me is this right here. And this is a question I want to pose to this man right here, Mr. Marcus. How does it feel to be the darling of the NFL?
Wait,
No. Now you're the ones that they cheat for.
No.
Now you're the ones that they go out and they give preferential treatment to.
Is that right?
You know, you're not the tough, hard-working team no more. You guys are now the darlings of the NFL, just like the Patriots.
We get the preferential treatment.
Oh man, look at this.
I'm gonna tell you like James Harrison told that white bitch. He said they took $100,000 out my pocket. You don't think I'm bitter? They fine us more than any teams, and we've talked about this. The same hard hits that we make, they penalize us every time we hit somebody hard. And they don't penalize other teams for the same hard hits.
You know
now,
what?
Just because we balling,
might
don't
as well
get mad
put a
at me.
bullseye on your back, because we coming for you next year.
Oh my God. How many times I gotta hear that shit? You know what I'm saying? But that darlings of the NFL, that's lame, and you know it's lame.
Oh,
they penalize us for playing hard week in and week out, and you know it.
They have to do something so it won't look so
I gotta say something about you. Y'all, it ain't they penalizing y'all.
Who they penalizing?
Listen, don't, all right, get your clown on. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this, dog. You know, look, your defense, I'm about to give you a defense a compliment before you try to you know what I'm saying? You try to call me and shit.
Go.
You see, the defense hits hard and they hit the way most people were taught. You know what I'm saying? Especially your boy 92. You know what I'm saying?
Harrison.
You know, and I understand exactly what he's talking about. And if you see a dude reaching like this, the ball's coming, you talk, hey man, unless you got a pick that's about to walk back, man, this is your shot right here. And anybody that's played football knows a good shot, your helmet in your shoulder, driving through another dude's helmet and shoulder, don't really hurt. The only thing that's going to hurt is when they hit the ground and how they hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to kill them. You go, hey, I see you do it to him.
I'm gonna say these 3 things.
I see you do it to him.
These 3 things, and I'm finished, and I'll say no more. You have a team where one of the players snubs the president. You have a team where one of the players is a known rapist.
All right, look.
You have a team where the owner is an ambassador, a foreign ambassador.
Look, what the hell? What
you look at it and you tell me.
First of all, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go see the president, but especially when you're black and it's a black president. But that's him. That's his choice. If he don't want to go see the motherfucker, he ain't got to.
You can tell dude's slightly a little quirky. You know, he got a little feral in him. You know what I'm saying?
You know, just a little off.
Now they got
as
a
far
song from a rapper.
As far as him being the ambassador, what that got to do with the NFL?
Just check the Steelers out, y'all. Don't think they're the team, y'all think.
So what? Name the game. Name the game. They got preferential treatment.
Hey, dog.
Name the game.
They're about to get it now.
Name the game.
They're about to get it.
Name the game. Oh, so you saying they don't want Green Bay to win? They finally found a guy to replace Brett Favre. This motherfucker ain't won a ring, and they already naming him as one of the great quarterbacks. Am I wrong? Are they already saying Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback?
I don't know if you know, but in the game,
on our docket,
in the top line,
preferential treatment. What the fuck is this quarterback won? And he shot putting passes. All right, so look. All right, we talking about Hall of Famers. The circles are yours, right?
Yes, sir.
Circles is his. I'm the deuces.
Circles. Mr. Rue has Hall of Fame, Jerome Bettis, Marshall Faulk, Charles Haley, Shannon Sharp, Willie Roaf, Ed Sable, and Deion Sanders. Hitman, he's going with Tim Brown, Chris Carter, Richard Dent, Chris Dolman, Marshall Faulk, Ed Sable, Deion Sanders. And I feel y'all, and I'm looking at this now, and I'm gonna go with 3 and 3. I'm gonna go 3 defense, Richard Dent, Charles Haley, Deion Sanders, and I'm gonna go 3 on offense. I'm gonna go Chris Carter, okay, Andre Reed, and
mark them down.
Damani Dawson. And then Ed Sable will be my last one.
Okay, can you give a brief reason why? You got
Deion Sanders, for the most part, all these kids, although there were a lot of corners that were tough. You had a Yo Boy who was doing his thing at Oakland around that time. I can't remember his name. But you know what I'm talking about.
Who was that?
The corner.
Terry McDaniel?
Terry McDaniel was a raw dog corner. Rob Woodson was a raw dog corner. You had homeboy up there, Buffalo. Nate Odoms was raw dog. But Deion Sanders is the one that's remembered for being shut down at corner in his era. There's no way you can't call him first ballot. And you know what? I'm going to change it around. Instead of Andre Reed, I go Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was the one, and he's almost like Deion Sanders. You look at him, and your boy that played for the Chargers, Ronnie Harmon, was one of those.
A predecessor, prototype.
Right, before there was a Marshall Faulk. But Marshall Faulk was like, well, he was in the NFL, to me, what Reggie Bush was in college.
Right.
He just made moves that was like, you're not supposed to be
video game.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do that kind of shit.
And it wasn't necessarily moves, it was one burst of, like, one move and then speed.
Yeah,
you know
I can say for the players that I picked, I can tell you why I picked them. That's why it took me so long. I mean, you know what? It took me a long time, and I was really looking at it. And I'll say this: I'll start with Shannon Sharp. As a tight end, Shannon Sharp to me revolutionized that tight end position. He was like a hybrid. He was sort of like what Antonio Gates is today. You know, Gates is to me the best tight end in the NFL. And Shannon Sharp kind of ushered in that, I'm a tight end, but I don't really block. I block when I have to block, but I can get out in those routes just like a wide receiver. Charles Haley, I won't say he revolutionized the defensive end.
But the man won 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah, you can't take that away. I mean, goddamn. And was extremely instrumental in the Super Bowl wins.
Every one of them.
Willie Roaf. He gets my award, and I will put him in the same light of a Chris Dolman or not a Richard Dent, because Richard Dent won a Super Bowl. But like, although he played offensive line, but Same thing with Cortez Kennedy. These guys were like unsung heroes on teams.
Some cats, when you know your lineman, when you know a lineman on the team and they're not even really a good team, that says a lot about what you do.
Right.
As
And
a
he's
player.
still a good
But he
lineman.
soldiered and stayed with his club.
He stayed with his club, and he didn't leave until like way after he was
Just like your Cortez Kennedy and your Chris Dolman. You know, my hat's off to all of them too.
Yeah.
But out of that little company, I like really Willie Rofe Get Down. I thought he was he dominated his position.
Yes,
Last but not least, Jerome Bettis. The reason why I picked Jerome Bettis, and I'm going to say this, came in the league and won Rookie of the Year. Out of Notre Dame, I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was that good. Came in, solidified that he was a top-notch running back, won Rookie of the Year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, went to the Pittsburgh Steelers and kind of was the face of that franchise and basically took them on his back, in my opinion. I mean, they were a good team, but you could count on Jerome in and out, out and in throughout.
Well, I'll tell you like this, man. You know, my picks started with Tim Brown. You know, I'm going to tell you something. At one point in time, the Raiders had 4 Heisman Trophy winners on the team at one time. Yeah. Out of all 4 of those players, you know, whether it was Al Davis holding people off or whatever, Tim Brown was the consistent producer. You know what I'm saying? We even went through, I don't know how many coaches. I mean, believe it or not, you know, the Raiders, we are so low now where 5-11, and we just now made it back to 8-8. But at one point in time, it was a bad season when we lost in the first round of the playoffs. You know, that was like terrible. You know, and Tim Brown was the person who was consistent through bad quarterbacks. You know, through everything, he was consistent.
On y'all team.
On our team, but consistent in leading the league in receiving yards and, you know, yards catching after the ball.
He led the league in receiving?
Let me tell you like this. First of all, like I just said, since you're trying to get your clown off.
I ain't getting no clown off. I didn't pick him.
I don't see any San Diego Chargers.
I didn't pick him.
I don't see any. I mean, you know, you have
in the last 5 years, who?
Like Marshall Faulk, but Marshall Faulk from San Diego. Maybe that's the best you can get.
Actually,
he played in San Diego.
He played in San Diego. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah. So, I mean, and don't try to correct me. You know what? Let me tell you like this. Both of y'all, you know, this fool ain't got no rings, and you got too many. Ed Sable, that's what I want to touch on.
Man.
If it wasn't for Ed Sable, hey, the things that we remember looking at NFL films on a Sunday night, we would never know these things. Because, see, it wasn't no cable. It was only Ed Sable's show. You had some of the shows that came on late at night on Sunday night. That's the only way you got to see any highlights of anything. Yeah. You know, it wasn't no internet to get on. You had to read the paper and imagine a lot of stuff. Yep. You know, or see about it later. You know, you may have had what's that show that's on Showtime?
Inside the NFL.
Yeah, but that was like what, 82?
But even then, that's Ed Sable in them with the footage.
Ed Sable with the footage, and a lot of people didn't have. I mean, everybody wasn't guaranteed to have cable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In 82, 85, or even in the 80s for that matter.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just any NFL footage came from them.
Yeah. So I mean, just anything that I can talk about, whether it's the Raiders or the Steelers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Frozen, all of that.
You want to talk about dope videos? Man, they matched up music with footage.
I love that spiral, man. When they throwing that bomb and it's you can see it going up, you can see it rotating, and you can see it coming down. You just sitting there like, I can't wait to go outside and play football.
Man, you want to talk about editing and music and the narration and the voiceovers. These motherfuckers are the real deal to this day.
Anything that you think you're seeing as far as, you know, video of football, you know what I'm saying, and the dramatization of it, they set it off, man.